Does that mean you have a big schwanz? No?
Oh no! If I had a big schwanz, I wouldn't wear pants.
Welcome to Fish and Snacks, the podcast that teaches you all about what's going on in sports, in life, and in Hollywood. And now, how about a nice round of applause for Eric Fish Snyder and Brad Snacks Grunberg.
So welcome to Fish and Snacks. I think this is 46, if I'm not, and boy, do we have a surprise for you
No, I
later.
think this is 45, isn't it?
45 or 46. It is 45.
I'm having so much fun.
We have a surprise for you later, but we're not gonna let on right now. But
No.
this is the theme of the show, Snacks. It's stand-up comics. What you were so great of as a warm-up guy. Candy told you were a great warm-up guy. You warmed up for this guy, and guess what? We're gonna start up. You've dealt with this before. I want to hear your take on it, but we've got 3 videos coming up about stand-ups getting heckled. You have a lot of experience at that. Let's go, Jordan.
I love getting heckled.
Yeah, no, I was making fun of you because you were obnoxious. I don't give a fuck about your pink jacket.
like spider on your shirt.
It's Spider-Man! Hyphen! With great power comes great responsibility.
Now see, this is fantastic. When you were a stand-up comic, is it an important question of Snacks? Is it important the way you handle that is how quick your response is and you don't get defensive?
Don Rickles, that's what he told me. You can dish it out, you can take it. I learned all of that at the Hollywood Tropicana because people would get drunk and obnoxious and I'd rip their nuts off. And guess what? And then they come back at me and I took it like a champ. I want to be heckled. You want to be heckled. It's a badge of courage and a badge of honor. So I handled that well. That was my gift in life.
You handled that well. Let's get another video, brother.
In Seattle, right? But LA is where my business is, so I got to be there. But there's Seahawks suck. Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you guys come up on stage and fight to the death?
That's great.
Although, dude, no, not hating on you, but that guy sounded like he, he's packing something.
Now I've seen Brad, and that's the ultimate. That guy right there. That's quick-wittedness to me makes a comic. Do you agree?
Yes, because you have to understand you have your act, but things happen. Door slams, people screaming, I want my seats back, blah, blah, whatever. Go with it. Do what you got to do with it to make people laugh because that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for you to go off script and really own the room. Yes, sir.
So when you get a heckler, you're right. You just talked about it. They're drunk. They're stupid. They really want to take the oomph away from you. And it's important, I think, as a comic, seeing you do it, that you don't let them get the upper hand on you. Let's go to another third video.
What?
I said womp womp.
Yeah, why?
Because it's unfortunate.
That's just a joke. In fact, that was made up. So nothing I've said is true.
There are children in the front, so you can, 43, but okay.
Oh, wow. Sorry. Tonight is about me, guys. Is your first comedy show?
No.
That's funny.
He handled that pretty good, don't you think?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. You want to get heckled. See, that's the reason, I didn't want anybody to speak. Throw him out. No, don't throw him out. Get some more of his friends to heckle. You can eat them all up, eat them alive. Don Rickles taught me that. He goes, if you make fun of people, you love them. Like I said, the badge of courage and the badge of honor. But if you don't talk to anybody, you want nothing to do with them. I love when people heckle me, but I want to get through my act. Then you can start heckling me.
This is so exciting. We started doing podcasts with interviews, and every once in a while, we get a huge super stud that we get a chance to interview. We got a legendary stand-up comic. I'm going to talk to this guy about a show I'm watching him right now. Let's just bring him in. Why don't you introduce him since he's your friend?
Oh, you got him? He's a big star. Just ask him. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this guy has been in my life a long time. I met him in 1990 on his show, Lenny, and he's been a big brother ever since. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, say hello to Lenny Clarke from Boston.
How you doing,
Yeah,
Kelly?
there he is.
Great to be on your show.
Lenny, I love it. Is that voice real or is that what is that?
My voice, yeah, that's how I sound.
You remind me of this porno star. Oh, sorry, that was another show.
Well,
Lenny,
I was a
thanks.
porno star, but I needed a stunt dick.
But you're from Boston.
Yeah.
Does that mean you have a big schwanz? No.
Oh no! If I had a big schwanz, I wouldn't wear pants. I'd be out the house. Lenny,
You're not
wear your
gonna make it.
pants. Oh, these
Hey,
things. Yeah.
Lenny, can I
What?
can I jump in on something? Because ever since Brad said we're bringing this guy on, so my wife and I got into the game of streaming really late, and all of a sudden she says to me, "My sister, my brother, everyone says we got to watch this show." And let me go with this called Rescue Me. And I'm
Oh,
watching. We're right in season 3, episode 2 right now. Not only are you brilliant, but I want to give a shout out to 4 guys that have really, really been inspirational in comics in my life. You, Dennis Leary, Bill Burr, and Colin Quinn. I don't think the Boston comics get enough legacy and respect. You agree?
well, you know what? It's just I started comedy in Boston, and I gave a lot of those guys their first st- spots on stage. Dennis, Billy Burr, he used to drive me to gigs and stuff, and Louis C.K. of course, and Stephen Wright, Dane Cook. Yeah,
Wow.
all these guys came through. I used to do this open mic night, and it was at a Chinese restaurant called the Ding Ho, and we were only open till 1, but I would put 40 comics on that night, and
Wow.
we'd be an hour and a half over the time limit of closing the bar down. The cops would come in. And they go, Lenny, we'll be at the bar. And I said, set them up. So the cops would come in, drink, and it was fucking great. It was really
But
something.
it's funny. Ding Ho is my porno name for many years. Lenny, you've had a great career. We're both big fans. What was your first time on stage?
Okay. I was going out with this girl in college, and it was the blizzard of '78 where they closed the city of Boston down for 3 days. And I ended up walking from my house in Somerville to Revere, which is probably a 9 mile, maybe 9 or 10 mile walk, but it was unbelievable. You couldn't move. No cars were on the roads because it was that bad. And I walked through the Sumner Tunnel. It's a major tunnel in Boston under the harbor. Came out the other side and ended up at my girlfriend's house at the time. And they said, "You can't go. You got to stay." So I stayed for a few days. And then the mother said, "You're so funny. Would you be the host of my dance recital?" I go, "Sure." I want to get in good with the mom. So I did a dance recital for little kids at Revere High School, and people love me. So I said, I got to do this more. So then I started working at the Springfield Street Saloon. Well, I was a janitor at City Hall, and I took out all the other janitors for beers one night, at a lunch hour, and they said, "You're funnier than these guys." So I got up on stage the next week. I did a Woody Allen bit because I didn't even know Woody Allen was a comedian back then. I had no idea. And I took one of his bits, got a standing ovation. And this little old guy comes into my dressing room. He goes, "Mr. Clarke, yes, you were fantastic. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed you, but you shouldn't be using Woody Allen's material." I said, "Woody who? Fuck you. Get out of here." And then the gig was up. I had to come up with my own material. And then I struggled for about 6 months, and then it just exploded. And I never looked back.
Guess who his manager is? His Reuben Kincaid, his brother Mike, big time manager.
Yeah.
Did you work with Mike from the beginning?
No, I had several different agencies. Oh God Almighty, there was this one. Remember Marty Klein from CAA?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, big time.
Well, he had said to me, "I really think I could do more for you than the guy you're with." And I don't mention his name because I know where his kids go to school. But this guy, he robbed me for $2 million. It was bad. Yeah, what happened was uh, I had this one, and Monty Klein says, "Listen, we want to help you. We want to make you big." I said, "That's great." But I said, "No, I was a loyal guy. I was sticking with the asshole I was with." And then the show got canceled, and I says, I'm gonna call that guy. And he said, I said, Marty, yeah, it's Lenny. He goes, how you doing? I go, I'm all right. He goes, I'm ready to come with you. He goes, oh, well, your show got canceled. You're not hot now. But if you get hot again, call me. So I want to piss on his grave. Yeah, it was just I made a lot of mistakes, not knowing anything, because no one in my family was in show business. I started working in a Chinese restaurant, telling jokes, and the Carson people came. Everyone, it was amazing.
Wow.
And anyone who came into town, if they were doing a gig, they would come by my club, the Ding Ho.
How many
And
years you been in the biz? How many
I've been
years?
in. It's 49, I think.
Oh man.
Wow.
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 Hey, Lenny, I got to ask you a question
Yeah.
because, again, I'm so enthralled with Rescue Me, and I'm pissed off I didn't watch it 20 years ago, but I get the brilliance of it now. Peter Tolan and Dennis Leary, the executive producers, did they give you the autonomy to improvise? Because it's so brilliant.
All right. Good example. One day I went to the set, and I said to Dennis, let's run them. So I'm not getting them right. He goes, did you even read the script? I said, I wrote my part. Bullshit, 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 my line. Bullshit, 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 my line. And he said, well, try to stick with it while we're in there. I said, okay. So we're doing it. And then they go, cut. He goes over to the script supervisor. Did he get anything? She said, not a lick. So they would let me improv almost on everything.
Oh, that's
And
great.
Peter Tolan, his first job as a director, was on Rescue Me when we were doing multiple teams, and we were the B team, and we were shooting me chasing this guy in one of those meter-made carts, and I was so fat I got stuck in the cart and I couldn't get out. And I said to Peter Tolan, I said, you direct this. I said, what? He said, direct this. So he did. That was his first time. And he became a great director. Amazing writer, too. God, I love that guy.
Lenny has been such a good friend of mine for so long. He let me warm up his show called Lenny, which was before Seinfeld. It was
Yep.
so funny, but
Yep.
timing is everything, right, Len? I mean,
Well,
it's
yep.
very
Well,
tough. Yeah.
well, here's what happened, Brad. I got a show, and I'm with
Oh, by
Disney.
the way, from the same people that did Golden Girls, correct?
Oh, yeah, yes. And while I was doing it, I had I went from nothing to everything. And the Gulf War broke out, the first Gulf War. And they said,
Oh,
Lenny will not be seen tonight, so we can bring you to war in the Gulf. And then they changed my night. I was up against Unsolved Mysteries and the Wonder Years, and I was kicking their ass. I had some of the best ratings on television, and then the Gulf War broke out, and then they brought me back,
see?
and we're up against the World Series, and that knocked us out. It was just one thing after the other. But everyone loved the show. I got critical raves from all the critics, all the newspaper writers, except Boston. And imagine, everyone loves me except my home paper.
Yeah. Hey, Lenny, one quick question. What comics inspired you growing up?
Well, I went to see Richard Pryor on his film, and I went, "Oh my God!" And then I got to be friendly with George Carlin and Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh,
I was working with people I idolized, because when I started doing comedy, there was probably, what do you think, Brad? Maybe 200 comics in the whole country, and now there's more comics than people that aren't comics. Everyone's a fucking comic. I'm a comic.
yeah, right.
Part of being a comic is being funny, and you don't seem to have it.
Hey,
But
Fish, remember Rodney Dangerfield's show on HBO? Remember Dangerfield's? Remember Lenny was one of the first guys with Dice and all these other guys
yeah,
to perform on that, right, Len?
yep.
Yeah.
It was Dice. Who else? Barry Sobel from San Francisco.
Yep,
Let me see. Don Irera from Philly.
yep.
Who's the girl that played Elaine? Carol Leifa. She was on the show. Bill Hicks,
Bill
because it came
Hicks.
down to me and Hicks, and I walked in.
Oh,
Well, see, Rodney was audition all these comedians. And we're at the Comedy Store one night. I was there with my brother Mike, and he said, "Go ask him." I said, "Hey, Rodney," I said, "Can you take a look at me?" He goes, "Kid, I've seen 1,200 comics. I got to go home and get laid." And I said, so like the old commercial with Big Joe Green when he throws the T-shirt, he turns
Yeah.
around and says, "If you can be in New York Monday night, I'll take a look at you." And my brother Mike yells out, "We'll be there." And so we packed up, flew Boston, got a bag of clothes, took the train down. He said, "Do you know what you're going to do?" And I said, "I have no fucking idea." He goes, "Oh, you're right where you should be." So I went in, and Bill Hicks was at the bar drinking. And I had never met him up until this point. So I went up to him. I said, "Hey, Bill Hicks, you're very funny. My name's Lenny Clarke. And I guess it's down to me and you who gets the last spot. So I just want to say, hey, man, may the best man win, and we'll have a drink after." He goes, "I'm drinking now." And I go, "Wrong fucking answer." So I went out, and they still had phone booths in New York. And I punched the windows out of a phone booth. I was so mad. And then Rodney goes, "All right, who's first?" I said, "I'll go first." And then when I went out, he came up to me. He goes, "No, I got a fucking problem with it." He goes, "I got to use you too. I can't pass on you." And we became friends. He put me in movies.
Oh,
I love that guy.
Jesus. Lenny Clarke, the stories are endless. By the way, so when you retired like six
Oh
years
God,
ago,
I
why
retired
did you
about
do that?
because I thought if I retired, someone told me, if you retired, you still get SAG insurance. I go, really? And I was paying a fortune. You got to make like 40 grand
Yeah,
to
yeah.
to get. People go, "Oh, I want to be in SAG. I want to be in SAG." I said, "Oh well, good for you." Yeah, but I end up having to pay anyway. So now I've been working more now than I did when I wasn't retired.
I love. What are you working on now?
I'm working on a show with Nicole Kidman, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Andrea Bose. She won the Academy Award for West Side Story a couple of years ago. So I'm working with
Wow.
3 Academy Award winners, and it's called Scarpetta, and it's on Amazon Prime, and it's on now. You can see it, you can stream it, whatever
Nice.
you want to do. But yeah, I'm really happy to do that. I mean, I'm pretty good, at memorizing my lines. At one time, early on, I had a photographic memory. You could give me a script, I go through it, I remember everyone's lines. Now,
Wow.
Jesus Christ, I mean, after the booze, the drugs, the women, the strokes, the heart attacks, but the
Wow.
stroke, the doctor said, I said, "Will there be any side effects?" And he said, "Well, it may affect your short-term memory." I go, "Short-term? Isn't that the one you need?" Christ, I'm trying to forget shit I did 30 years ago. But the short-term memory, gone.
Lenny, you're all about sobriety now.
Oh,
We have
God,
a lot
yeah.
of people that are dealing with that, drugs and alcohol. How long you been sober?
29 years.
Oh man.
Oh, thanks,
And,
fellas.
and is your life better, worse, same?
Much better, much better. I mean, it was probably one of the best things I ever did in my life because you remember me. I would start and I wouldn't stop. I mean, I would just go, 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 go,
Yeah.
And when
Lenny,
wherever we went, the booze was free. They said, "Lenny doesn't
oh,
pay." And I said,
that's right.
"Okay, man."
Everybody wants to buy you a drink. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly, exactly.
So
And
Lenny met my family,
oh,
and
I stayed at your
my
house. I stayed at
he
your
stayed
house.
at my house. My grandma loved Lenny like a grandson.
Love
And
it.
Lenny was a great host of this Fox show called Sunday Comics. Come on
Yes.
down. You bringing your grandma? Come on down. We'll get you a
Yeah.
good seat. So my
And then
grandma was front row, and
we put grandma
yeah,
as
we'll
a
find
big
that.
hug.
And my grandma was hilarious. Remember
Oh,
her line?
she was
How
brilliant.
old are you? 1 year older than I was last year. And
Yeah,
everybody
no,
went
oh
wild.
God, that God,
I'm
yeah.
gonna find that video. We're gonna put that in the show.
And
But
she was right
Fish,
down
this is the
front.
guy.
Oh God.
This guy's still the same guy I met in 1990. This guy is humble pie. He's been through so much in his life. He's touched so many lives. By the way, Lenny, when people go through tough times, as you have, I have, Fish has, you find out who your real friends are when they call to see if you're alive or dead. Correct?
Oh, hey, I tell you what. When I was hanging out with you and got the show, I had three phones in my house, in my little $2.3 million mansion down in Marina Del Rey, overlooking the ocean. Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I was making tons and tons of money. And I got to tell you, it was so fucking good. But had I not quit drinking, I'd probably be dead. You know.
See,
Can,
here's a guy
can
who
I ask
admits
you?
it.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
We do a lot of sports on this, and of course, anyone I've ever met from Boston, my God, with the Red Sox and the Bruins and the Patriots and the Celtics, like, do you live and die with these teams, or is that kind of passed you by?
Well, I lived and died with those teams until they started winning. And I mean, I've been to a winning Super Bowl. I've been to two losing Super Bowls. I've been about six Super Bowls, you know, and did it with the team. You know what I mean? One night, it was during Spygate, and I was with the owner of the Red Sox, John Henry, and he said, "I have a friend who's dying to meet you. Come by the park." And I said, "Okay." So we went to the park. About the third inning, we're beating the Yankees 7-4, and he brings his friend over. Lenny, this is Steve Martin. Steve Martin, Lenny Clarke. Going, "Oh my God, Steve
Yeah.
Martin! You know, one of my idols. Just the best." And he said, "Lenny, I saw that movie about your life, and I think you're fantastic. You're so incredibly talented." I go, "Wait, honey, get over here. Tell her." So he's telling my wife how great I was. I said, "Okay, go ahead, get out of here." So then, as he's talking, the phone goes off, and it's Bill Belichick. And I
Oh,
take it, and I just hang it up. He goes, "Was that Bill Belichick, the coach?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "You're not going to take the call?" I said, "No." He said, "Why not?" He said, "I'll tell you why. Because he's needy. Always needs something. Lenny, can you do this? Can you do that?" And I'm half fooling around. He calls back. "Lenny, I need a favor." I went, "See." And he's had a limousine take me down to the stadium. We went by the stadium to the Sheraton Four Points that he had rented out the entire hotel to keep the team and the you know the people, the coaches, and anyone associated with the team in the hotel. They were the only ones. And I got there and I said, Bill goes, "Are you ready?" I go, "Ready for what?" He goes, "You're going to talk to the team." I said, "Okay." So we go into this meeting, a team meeting for the world champion Super Bowl Patriots. And I get up and I start shitting all over Belichick, and no one does that, you know. And I'm doing it under the guise of humor, but I'm kind of pissed off because he broke up my bromance with Steve Martin. So now I tell this joke, and no one laughs. And I go, "This joke's never failed me." And a little defensive guy goes, "Mr. Clarke, yeah, Coach told us that joke yesterday." I said, "What? You're stealing signals? Now you're stealing my jokes? What kind of an asshole are you, Belichick?" Right? So, so,
Oh, that's
so the
great.
next day, oh God, I'm old. The next day, I go to the game, and we beat San Diego, and they give me the game ball. Can you see that?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. Go over. Yeah, I
wow.
kind of see.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's one of
Oh,
three game balls I've been given from the Patriots, but that one was the most incredible one because it, he, they said Bill Belichick called in a comedian, a friend of his, to speak to the team, and I was shitting on everyone, you know. And then I ended up going to the Super Bowl. He said, "Will you do it again?" I go, "Sure." And then we lost that one. So in motivational speeches, I'm 1-1.
Lenny, you're such a prize. By the way, Lenny Clarke has had many famous friends, and a lot of people want to be his friend. But this one guy, he passed away. He was good friends with Mr. Sam Kinison.
Oh God,
Youngsters, look him up. Do you have
yeah.
one great Sam Kinison story you can share?
That's funny how you put it. That I can share. Yes, I have one particular story. He was in L.A. You know, pretty much staying in L.A. He'd go out places, but not touring anymore. And I said, "Why don't you come to Boston?" So I brought him into Boston, and he got banned in the first four places he worked. Right, and then he came to my club that was my moneymaker. I flew back and forth from Boston to LA every weekend for 18 months. Never missed a weekend, never missed a flight. Got thrown off a couple of flights, but then managed to get back on. But I brought him in. So he comes over to this place called Stitches, and he's shattered. He's shit faced. He's got to bottle him away. It's about half full. And he says, "Do you trust me? Do you trust me?" I said, "Sam, if I lose this job, I lose everything." He goes, "Trust the beast." I said, okay. I said, this is a guy I've been working with in LA, one of the funniest people I've ever seen in my life, Sam Kennison. He comes out, he finishes the bottle of Moet, throws it on the floor, burps, and go, someone's fucking me tonight. And now, but so now he comes back a couple of times, and we got to go to New York to meet Robin Williams, and Sam is going to do Saturday Night Live. He's also on the cover of Rolling Stone, and he had invited like 3 or 4 girlfriends that broke up with him over the years, flew him in and put them all up in the same hotel on different floors. Right? And he was
Genius.
banging. Oh, yeah, that's what I said. Well, genius, banging them all. And he goes, oh my God, you're on Saturday Night Live. Can we? Of course you can come. Well, everyone's coming. It was unbelievable.
You know, our parents are very, very special to us, as mine
Yes.
are still with us. My dad's going to be
Yeah.
94 and my mom's
Isn't that
85.
Oh, you
And
have
my
a
dad is,
wonderful parents.
you met my dad. He's a,
Of course
did
I did.
your,
Yes, and Mama. Yeah, I met them
and
both.
mom, did your, and Fish's parents, unbelievable. Let me ask you this. Did your dad and mom think you were funny growing up and your brothers and sisters?
Do you know, in my family, I have 8 kids. I'm probably the third funniest. And
Wow.
Wow.
yeah. And one of my brothers did stand up, and he was doing great, but he had stage fright, so he had a drink before he went on stage. And we're doing 3 shows a night. He's shattered by the third show, and I go, take a break. I throw the towel in. Take a break. I'm like a cut man. You're done. Uh,
Hey,
then my mother
oh,
says, no, I'm not going through this with you after I went through it with him. You stick
oh
with the
yeah.
post office. So he stuck with the post office, retired, had 2 kids, and now he's got grandkids. And yeah,
Oh wow. God
but
bless him.
my baby brother, the giant baby, he was the funniest in the family. Anyone will tell you that because he's just naturally funny. He has no filter. I mean, he says shit like I look at him. Mark, you
Oh.
can't say that. I'm a baby. I'm a giant baby. I can say whatever I want.
Hey, Fish, wrap it up. Lenny's a busy man. And then I'm going to finish it.
Never too busy for you guys. You give me
Oh, man.
thanks for having me on. I
Hey,
wanted to
Fish,
do this.
tell me, give him a question. One last thing.
Well,
Come on.
it's
Then I got
just
some.
again, my mom and dad were in the business. I'm a bartender,
Yeah.
so when I see great stuff on TV, and I can't wait for my wife to get home. Uncle Teddy, your character, everyone, go back and watch Rescue Me on Netflix because
Oh,
it is the
yes.
writing and the acting. This guy, Lenny Clarke, is brilliant. All I have to say to you is, you ever get out to Vegas, look me up.
Oh,
I'm buying
okay.
dinner.
Oh,
Yes.
that's a nice thought. Thank you very much. You
And
come to
by the way,
Boston,
Lenny,
I'll buy you dinner. What, John?
and by the way, Lenny, if the comedy doesn't and the acting don't work out, you could do gay porn with that voice.
Well, not only that, but I'm going down to Florida to do elderly porn. And yeah, yeah, oh yeah, I'm big at the villages. They love me down there.
Lenny Clarke, everybody, give him a nice hand. Thank you, Lenny. I'll be
Thank
in
you.
touch,
Thank
buddy.
you.
All right, love you
I,
guys.
I
Thanks for
love you
Thank
everything.
you.
guys.
Nice to
Love you
be on
Stay
your
too.
show.
well, healthy
Bye
and
bye.
happy. Love you, man.
Love you, pal.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Was
You
that
know,
fun?
that's one of the best interviews we've ever done. We cut our teeth doing interviews. You were
Yeah.
brilliant. His energy. I asked him about sports, and he brings us this whole Belichick. You got to name
Oh,
them
it's
all.
great. Yes.
Wonderful, and I know how much he's meant to Snacks in his life, and your nanny Klein, and your parents, and he stayed with you. And to see a guy come from nothing, go get hit shows, and I've heard
Yeah.
about Scarpetta. Let's plug that. It's on Amazon Prime.
Yes,
And
I have too.
wonderful. I'm glad. Thanks, Snacks. Thanks for getting this guy because he's one of the people that have entertained Fish in his life. We have a next segment is real events that occurred in stand up. And you're gonna Snacks knows a lot of these people. You, the audience, will know a lot of these people. Let's start with Cat Williams, that was recently on the Kevin Hart roast versus a seventh grader. During a show in 2016, a teenager rushed the stage and tried to fight Cat Williams. What
Oh,
happened next is Cat squared up, right, and got taken down by the kid. The crowd went from hype, confused, crying, laughing. The video went viral because nobody expected a middle schooler
wow.
to win. That's rough. That's a rough one, man. That's, you
Wow.
know. So We talked about Bill Burr. Bill Burr had an incident too. He's in Philadelphia, right? And the crowd was awful. I mean, come on, look at Philly fans. They booed fucking Santa Claus, and they're
Yeah.
the worst. And they boo every comedian. So Burr spent 12 straight minutes roasting Philadelphia itself, insulted their sports teams, history, and fans, and refused to leave early out of spite. The wild part, Snacks, is it turned into one of the most legendary comedy sets ever, and you could see it on YouTube, which we're on. So good for Bill Burr, and he comes from that Lenny Clarke, Dennis Leary, Colin Quinn. They all grew up together in that. Joan Rivers, Snacks knows Joan Rivers, may she rest in peace. She walks out on a heckler. A heckler kept interrupting her set, Snacks. Rivers fired back brutally for a bit, then just said, "I'm done," and walked off stage. The audience turned on the heckler and it got violent. That's good because she walks off the stage, which fucks up their experience. And then, okay, I got two more. Actually, one more. This is great. Jerry Seinfeld gets booed for being, quote, too clean. At a college show, students didn't like his clean style. They booed Jerry Seinfeld, the great Jerry Seinfeld. He kept going anyways. He kept his routine going. Later joked about how weird it was. Imagine being so famous and still getting booed by college kids.
Love it. Bring it
Me
on.
too.
Bring it on, baby. It's
Yeah,
part of life. Things don't go usually according to plan. You got to go with the flow, right? You go with the
absolutely.
flow. You go with the
Absolutely.
flow.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
All right. We're so excited about our guests coming up, so we got to take this, which Snacks takes every morning.
Oh, that's a good
Say it.
segue to our guest. Oh boy,
Say it. Yeah.
Dubby,
So,
baby,
yeah,
Dubby. You need Dubby every day like me
right.
and fish.
Uh, if you buy this stuff, it's going to help monetize us. But you know why? Because this show is brought to you by W Energy Drinks, and nothing says professional comedian like bombing on stage with enough caffeine in your system to see through time. W gives you clean, focused energy with no crash, no jitters, and no feeling like your heart is trying to freestyle jazz in your chest. It's perfect for late night sets, open mics, and abandoned strip malls. Snacks, whatever he's doing during the day, whether going to the dog park or sitting in drive-thrus for 55 minutes, it's just low energy. There's no sugar, chemicals. It just keeps you sharp, whether you're writing jokes or sitting in your car after set relaying one heckler interaction from 45 minutes ago. We give our listeners, you're listening, Snacks is going to give you 10% off. Head to w.gg, use the promo code Fish and Snacks at checkout. That's Fish and Snacks, it's all caps, one word. Double energy because therapy is expensive. All right. I got to bring up one guy. You're going to talk about him, then I'm going to tell you something that happened to this guy. Dave Chappelle. What do you think about Dave Chappelle?
I work with him on Robin Hood Men in Tights. He was 18 years old. I like him. I like him. Sometimes I don't like him, but no one's perfect. But I do like him. I respect him. Great stand-up. Not terrible actor, but a great stand-up. One of the best. How about you?
Okay, I do because we as Jordan gave us a story here. I didn't know this happened. This is good. Keep up with this one. The night that Dave Chappelle got tackled on stage. Okay, May
Yes, yes.
2022. You probably saw it. Many of you have seen this. If not, you can catch it on YouTube, which we are on. During a live performance at a Netflix is a Joke Festival in LA, Dave Chappelle was attacked by a man who rushed him mid-set and tackled him in front of a packed crowd. At first,
Yep.
the audience didn't fully understand what they were seeing. People thought it was part of the act. Then chaos exploded, Snacks. Security guards, crew members, and several people backstage stormed the attacker almost instantly. Videos from the event showed a pileup happening behind the stage while confused audience members screamed and laughed at the same time. All right. Somehow, the whole thing got even more absurd. Just moments after the attack, comedian Rock walked on stage and delivered one of the fastest comedy callbacks ever. He said, quote, "Was that Will Smith?" The crowd lost their minds. This is what Snacks does. This is what's called witty.
I love it.
The joke referenced the infamous Oscars incident it was only weeks before when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock live on television. Timing was perfect. Meanwhile, reports later revealed the attacker had carried a replica handgun that concealed a knife. Police
Wow.
arrested him shortly afterwards. The moment instantly became one of the most wild live comedy incidents ever caught on video because it perfectly captured how bizarre modern stand up has become. 1 second you're telling jokes, the next second you're dodging tackles, while another comedian turns it to a funniest callback of the year. That's crazy. That's got to be when you did stand up. Did you ever get it? Did you ever get approached?
More when I did the Tropicana, but yeah, people, they come up and put my hands on me, but I always de-escalate because I know some stuff about martial arts. You got to de-escalate, But I've had people, yeah, they get drunk, they get the beer muscles, Everybody's a tough guy, but yeah,
Everyone's a tough guy.
I,
Yeah.
de- I de-escalate, but yeah, it happened at the world famous Hollywood Tropicana. Happened. I worked the Comedy Store, the Improv, Laugh Factory. I did it all. But people are out for a good time. But if anybody puts their hands on me, I tell them this. I step forward into their grill and I tell them, "You got one shot at me, you mother effer, and then I'm gonna kill you." And I look at security, I go, "Call 911." And they go, "Why are you going to call 911?" "Because I'm going to kill you." And then they back off and leave because they're, wussies.
I think
But
what
I'm
you
not a tough guy. It's like, Harold Ramis in Stripes. I'm a pacifist.
I
I'm a
think when you were
lover, not a
400 pounds,
fighter.
that would have worked. Yeah, well, when you were 400 pounds, that probably would have worked because all you do is one flip and you land on
450.
those guys. What?
Yeah. 450.
450, and
400.
you've lost 200 pounds. Now you could probably swing easier, but if you fell on someone, you're not going to crush them. So that's great. Sports,
Okay.
sports. All right. The NFL is going international. That just said for next year there's gonna be 12 international games. Let's talk about an event that's coming up that's not really popular in our lives, but Snacks is going to be involved in this. The World Cup is coming in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and there's going to be a lot of events. World Cup soccer 28, a lot of events in LA. I think the finals are in LA. How is LA preparing for this? What's the traffic gonna be like, Snacks?
Horrible, horrible. They're not ready. They're not ready. They say they're ready. Karen Bass has done a horrible job. It's going to be a shit show. I'm sorry. It can tell you everything they want to tell you, but it's really bad. It's bad now. It's going to get worse. They're doing all this construction on all these streets. You can't get around. Okay, I brought Annie to the groomer yesterday. Oh, she looks so cute. And it took me from Encino to Venice Beach an hour and 45 minutes, and I was 20 minutes late.
Was that because there's cones in the street preparing for the World Cup? Is it just
Cones, everything. It was definitely rush hour, but I took the side streets, I went Calneva to Mulholland to Beverly Glen, Deep Canyon, Benedict Canyon to Beverly. I was just a mess. It's
Can I
terrible.
ask you this? Do you think
No,
this is a pre? Well, let me ask you. You live there. You're
sure.
our you're
Yeah.
our correspondent in LA. I don't, So the World Cup happens now. Do you think
Yeah.
this is a rehearsal for the big event, which is the Olympics, which is all going to be in LA in 2028? So if this
Yeah.
gets fucked up now, you literally only have about you know 20 months to get it fixed. Can LA get the shit fixed so they could put on a proper show?
No, they waited too long. They waited too long. I mean, the subways will be ready, I think, but everything is like, 10 years behind. 10 years late. It's so bad. I might even leave town or, hang under the covers with Annie. I don't
Come
know.
to
How
Vegas.
about
Come
you?
to
Are you
Vegas.
coming to town for the
I'm
Olympics?
coming to
Watch it on
town not for
TV.
that.
It's much better on
No.
TV.
You'll be in town with me in Vegas with Danny. We'll watch it on TV, and we'll
Okay.
just
And Molly.
we'll
Okay.
bet the events and hang out in. I can find a few restaurants that'll take you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you've just seen 45. I want to thank the Lenny Clarke man. He is my hero, and you saw how funny he is. By the way, if he's in your town, go see him. It's a guaranteed good time. You'll thank me in the morning. That's Eric Fish Snyder. I'm Brad Snacks Grumberg. We'll see you next week on 46 on Fish and Snacks. Let's do it.